Hey guys, what's up? It's TF Not. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This time it's going to be of the McFarlane Toys, part of the newer release and Spawn figures we had a little while ago. This is going to be of Raven Spawn, and I'm going to be completely honest, I got no idea what even Raven Spawn is all about. I've made it clear on the channel I'm not the biggest Spawn expert. If that's a bit of a turnoff with watching a review like this, I would recommend watching a different review from someone who knows more what they're talking about. But I've always thought Raven Spawn here looked really cool, just the overall design. I'm glad we have a new figure for it. And I was able to save like $6 because of a recent Target toy sale on this, so I figured why not. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top half of the packaging. You do have the figure in the box. Actually, on the very top of that flap there, it does say 14 plus, not a toy, as well as the McFarlane Toys logo. You do have, the backdrop that's really nice and green. I dig that a lot. The bottom half here, you have some purple as well as some yellow Spawn text, as well as it says Raven Spawn right there. On this side, it just says Spawn towards the top with a purple backdrop, and you have an illustration of the character. On this side, it's got some black as well as, I think, a chain. Yeah, it has a chain on the top left of this side of the packaging. It says Spawn, as well as you can see the figure right there. Now, we do get to the back of the packaging, and it just have a wide shot here. It does say Spawn in yellow text, as well as a purple backdrop this time. You can see in the background the Spawn logo, as well as the figure right there, Raven Spawn, 22 moving parts, as well as McFarlanetoys.com and their social media. And then we get down to the bottom here, and there's a barcode in case you need it. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. So here's the figure out of the packaging. A really nice looking piece from McFarlane Toys, but I'm going to sound like a broken record with some of these reviews. It shares problems with other McFarlane Toys figures pretty consistently, but this is extremely awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories, then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So first of all, we have this nice big axe here. Really nice and long here. Has this dark brown paint scheme going on here. It's just in this one color. I think it might be molded in this color actually, but it feels like there's paint on here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. But let's start from the bottom and take quick looks. As you can see, lots of nice details with those skulls right there. All those intricate patterns going on in the handle. More skulls up here looking great. Then we get to the top. Lots of nice nicks and scratches and whatnot going on in the blades. And then again another skull. So that's really awesome. We do have this piece right here. This is like a hook chain type system. It is all molded like this. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to follow it up with something else. I wish this is bendy wire. However, the way it's sculpted, the way that all this looks, you see all that spacing with the chains, I understand why it's not bendy wire. So I'm fine with it. It does look cool. It's just not super, posable and whatnot. I haven't really had him hold this yet, so maybe it is fun to use and whatnot. Anyway, lots of nice scratches, just like the previous weapon I showed off with this silver paint on there. Both those weapons have nice silver paint. And then you can see some silver paint right here too. Last but not least, we do have a standard circular McFarlane Toys space here with Spawn printed on it. So I probably said this once or twice before with these figure reviews from this company, but you can kind of tell where the priorities are with McFarlane Toys, because this is one of their best looking pieces they have released this year. I think it is so fantastic. That head sculpt, look at that. The green eyes, the decaying face, the teeth and everything, man. It is beautiful. It looks fantastic. You have this grayish black, almost bluish going on in the helmet. Looking great. Look at all those nice... There's a lot of bumps and ridges and a lot of details and whatnot going on in there, man. It's so beautiful. Then you get down to the shoulder pieces. These is all a lot of some soft plastic, but it is still molded really nicely, I think. There's some stuff going on here that hopefully it's not too scratched up. Let me get to that. Let me show you the cape, actually. You can see all these. It kind of looks like tears and whatnot. Not entirely sure. But, man, that's awesome. So cool. There's similar texturing on the helmet on the back here, too. Now we get to the rest of the body. Actually, it's similar on the inside there. Now I can show off the rest of the body. So we have some brown paint and a black wash going on in certain areas. Looking great. You can see it accents the muscles and a lot of the other details going on in the chest there. All those crevices and whatnot. And the
The way that it just looks cool. A lot of this I'm not going to be able to say. Like, I don't know what some of these, like, stretching, like, stretch marks or whatever, not really stretch marks, are. So, I'm just kind of calling it as I see it. So that's what it looks like underneath with this soft plastic for the chest. So not amazing underneath. It's being covered because I think this is, you know, to help with the articulation. So I'm fine with it. I'm just pointing it out. Lots of nice muscles going on here. Be careful when you're rotating these arms, moving them out. Both of these popped out. They popped back in, but they were not super easy to pop back in. So just be careful with that. Just a heads up. There really is no actual upper arm swivel. We have a lot of nice spikes going on. The gauntlets right there. That's what the hands look like. I want to say these may be reused, but I don't think they are at all. They do have these long fingernails I don't think have been reused from previous spawns. So that's like what that looks like too. They have a little bit of some bone paint details going on there. Again, with these nice like muscle fibers and muscles going on with the upper arms. That's what we get towards the lower torso. This awesome skull right there. And we do have the it's kind of like this chain hanging all the way down as a softer plastic here with some silver and some black on the handles there. Man, so good looking, man. That's what the back looks like. Hopefully I'm not getting all this out of camera. I'm trying my best here. Gonna get down to the back of the legs, and there are actually some details continued there. We have some of this kind of like bone armor plating or something like that. I'm telling y'all, I'm not familiar with this, so please don't be mean in the comments. Then we get down to the shins, as you can see. Great skulls, as you can see. And similar to the gauntlets, we have these bone pieces that are actually a softer plastic, and they have a little bit of this bone dry brushing on there. Even more, bump the camera. Even more skulls towards the shins, and then we get down to the feet. This is what they look like. Great details and whatnot. That's what the bottom of the feet look like too. So I'm going to back out real quick. You can see this 360. Absolutely beautiful piece here. I think that McFarlane Toys did a great job with detail sculpting and paint. Articulation is pretty hindered though. We have a ball joint at the head that kind of wants to, it can pivot actually pretty well. The up is decent actually. The down is not amazing, but we do have a swivel too. Arms can go all the way around actually here, but going in and out, that's as far as they really want to go out with it before they start to pop out, just like that, as you can see. But this looks bent actually. That is not amazing. Might need to look into that. I might have to do this off camera and push this in unless it's not going to take too much time. Yeah, popping that back in took a lot longer than I wanted to. By the way, there is actually an upper arm swivel here. It's just very tight and things like to get blocked. Just a heads up. But we do have double jointed elbows that bend about that far. We do have the standard McFarlane Toys wrist articulation that can hinge in and out, move it all around, make it go up and down as well. Two different areas of waist articulation going up in here with a swivel. It's mostly a ball joint. It can go back that far forward. Not amazing. We have a separate swivel. I think it's a separate ball joint here, but it's just not as good as the one on top. In theory, it's supposed to allow for a lot of range of motion, but it's mostly just going to be going back instead of forward. Legs go forward that much. This is a softer plastic piece, so they can go back a little bit. In and out actually really well. Upper thigh swivel's not amazing like with a lot of McFarlane Toys figures, but we do have double joint knees right there. Swivel here at the ankle. Up and down at the foot is not amazing. The down is fine. The up is not very existent, but we do have toe hinge and ankle rockers, which this part here is pretty spiky, so it kind of gives me trouble trying to do the pivot there. Quick size comparisons on the left, that's the Mortal... Quick size comparisons on the left, that is the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat Spawn. On the right, that is the Marvel Legends Retro Collection Spider-Man. So, as you can see, this is a pretty tall figure in the middle. It's taller than the Spawn there on the left, which is already pretty tall compared to normal size Marvel Legends. So, once again, we have another nice looking piece from McFarlane Toys. This thing has lots of great sculpt, paint, and minor details that just really makes it stand out. It's a beautiful piece. It does suffer with other McFarlane toys in the articulation. Not only because of how it's sculpted, but just some of the stiff joints in general make it not super fun to pose around. I know it's an adult collectible. It's meant more for keeping it in one pose and displaying it or keeping it in the box, but it would have been a little bit more helpful if it did have better articulation to go along with this really awesome looking piece. But it's still awesome nonetheless. It's 25 bucks. I paid a little under 20 for mine because of a Target sale. And yeah, if you're a big Spawn fan, definitely pick this up. If not, you could definitely pass on this one. With that, I am going to call it here for basically any review that I should have left for 2021. I'm caught up on reviews that I've been really slacking on, and this is going to be the last one here because I need to focus on family coming in town for the holidays, as well as work, and my top 10 lists of figures coming out at the end of the year. So stick around for those. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll leave links down in the description below where you can get this figure. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share, make sure friends follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.